Bueno, ya vamos a dar inicio a este stream del lunes. Ok, quedan unos segundos, pero bueno, eso basta. Quedamos en que vamos a hacer dungeon o dungeons. Como voy de tanque no debería de tardarme demasiado. ¿Solo con todos ellos otra vez? Sí, ya leí estos ayer. El viernes. Ahí estoy. Vamos a ver cómo se enciman unos otros. estaba preocupando por el HP, pero... Este killer, hay unos que sí de veras se mueren tratando de curar. lejos. Ah, no, es allá. Ah. Puro gris. Eso me da algo menos. Ah, mira. Muy hasta aquí llego. Yo lo único que le doy crédito a Valtteri es de que el lugar se ve bonito. Pero hasta ahí. Y ya. Entonces el ángel que tiene la aviola es el que hace el truco. Creo que sus ataques están en italiano. Vámonos. Lo que sigue en la historia ahora.
The end is near, my friends. We have found Vordre's hiding place.
Unrepentant villains! Will you not be satisfied until you have brought disaster down upon your own heads? By your wickedness, you stand to gain not cease this conflict. Had you only trusted fate to me, there would have been peace for all.
Se me hace conocida esta procesión de estatuas.
Peace assumes many forms, and I do not doubt that you considered yours well worth the cost. I was even prepared to believe that the end might justify the means. Ignorant as I was, I had hopes that you might mend your ways and join hands with us, that we might strive together for the happiness of all. But no more. Your actions cannot be reconciled with your words. Peace for all, you say. Yet when you were threatened, your first act was to sacrifice your own people in order to save yourself. If your paradise can be rebuilt so long as you alone survive, it exists not for the people. It exists solely for your twisted pleasure.
Hear me, all three. The people won't submit to your will, for we each have our own. I made a promise to a noble soul, a woman who saw fit to entrust me with her legacy, and I mean to keep it. Everyone who stands with us has something precious, something that they cherish and would die to protect. They know their own hearts. They know what they want for this world. And by lending their strength to our cause, they have spoken. No matter how hard you may try to bend the world to your will, we will never yield.
Dile, Rine, dile.
Silence! Not another word! You lecture me. Insolent words. You will learn your place. With my true powers awakened, I will expunge you like the filth you are. Your demise will serve as a reminder to all that I am the zenith of mankind and Shimi to both, chosen to rule over creation by right of transcendence. My very existence is virtuous. I am perfect, immaculate.
Y gordo.
He seems disinclined to grant us an audience.
Find Vordre. We will hold the Eaters here. Come, let's finish this.
The Crown of the Immaculate. Ah, me dio espada nueva. Vaya. esto es todavía inútil hasta que empiece Shadowbringers, esencialmente. No dejé ir más lejos. Está esencialmente sobre la capa de nubes. Ay, a ver cuánto tiempo se tarda este. Vamos a ver si hay gente del Free Company que pueda o quiera. Dice menos de 5 minutos y llevo 4:40. Qué triste. Me sorprende que no haya nadie. No, ciérralo. Ah, ok. Ya se me estaba olvidando. No es cierto. Ya estaba pensando en irme a hacer poder. Que igual le hubiera sido mejor.
Are you so determined to die? One last chance, villains! Bow down and acknowledge your king! Your god!
Ah, se ve genial. Supongo que es potencia. No, es físico. Bueno, perfecto. Nadie tiene algo que decir. Muy bien, vamos. Ah, mira. Sí hay algo que decir. A dramatic transformation, the result of the Sin Eater within emerging to claim dominance, I assume. There's the light, the last of the light. With your powers, you could have done so much good. Well, it looks like we missed it all yet again. We have secured an escape route. Do what you must. Is that paltry? I see. It's finally over then. Now that we return to Old Norvand, bringing salvation to both of our two worlds. Chun. Un dios falso, tal vez. Es hora de que te disuelvas, Voltri. Uf, es un montón de luz eso.
Look, the sky.
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
Admit.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I come bearing a proposal. One that will ensure the longevity of your reign. But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a light warden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being, a king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
Amazing. Before my Vorthri, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line should be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
Demasiado ambicioso.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmar's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions. Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
Ahí está el efecto secundario de la luz.
Say something. 12 will fend. He cannot contain the light. He's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time.
It's changing back.
of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear. And so I shall relieve you of it.
Exarch, what are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with him as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger. Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrend.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
Aha. Yeah.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Argan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First. Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. you went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You bastard!
Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you, let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage.
It was you who created Valkyrie, wasn't it?
I am an Assi. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the great rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthri. Thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided he could contain and control the light. If not, then he, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. It was as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Lightwood during the Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried. You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a sin eater. Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into sin eaters, and in time you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you, but before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair.
There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Ah, the irony. What Vorthri achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair.
But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
Exarch!
I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you.
He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero. I pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes. Till then, I bid you farewell. Eater.
Albert.
Ah, finally.
Was it just a dream?
You're confused. And small wonder. After you collapsed, Emmet's Selk vanished. Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body. Thanks to her, you're still you, but she's only delayed the inevitable. You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it. It's like this all over. The whole of Northrend is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you absorb from the Wardens. No one knows but your friends. When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned. Now they're out there trying to allay the people's fears, while searching for a way to save you.
Esto se ve muy blanco. Amarillento más bien.
If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
Warden of Light. Oh, sir, you are awake. You were injured during the foray on Mountain Gold, yes? I was here at my station as always when they carried you on a makeshift stretcher looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, the sky has, well, as you have seen, it has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we have had in a while. As soon as you feel strong enough, well, you might have considered a stroll around the city to restore our Excelsior citizens. Bragi was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he was visited several times since to inquire after your condition. Okay. Hablemos con Don Bragi. Well, look who's back from the dead. Aye, it was a grim sight. Your companions looked ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Wouldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I fear you. I fear you had one foot on the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then told me some evil bastard went and snatched your poor exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked white. What is the world coming to? Bah, good money never solves a thing, did? Nice. It's times like this that the weak Crystarium folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with armories back on the table, we best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery the fate deems fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Jessamine was worried sick about you. A killer wrinkling her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see. Let me tell you. Vamos a ver a la señora. Creo que es la curandera, ¿no? Sí. Jessamine. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Sparix chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Ring was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Eater corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done in you in any case. As for your companions, they have been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure for your condition. I worry to see their faces grow even more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you are awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. And our own Moren has been a little better, and afraid he hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose buried in the dusty tome or another. Ok, vamos por Moren. How funny. This says the same thing as the last. Maybe I should approach the problem with a different perspective. Jingo, is truly you and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful. To see your prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I have been scourging ourselves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why all the light wardens defeated? But with all the light wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have poured over 100 tomes, but no definite conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I will pose to the Exarch, and thus I do feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I am hopeful to search for our stolen steward might be in earnest. Catalyst meanwhile leads the crystalline mean in preparations for the battle, though against what foe we are as yet uncertain. When not pay here a visit, I expect seeing you arrive will be much welcome relief. Y pues vamos. Catalyst. Jingo, alive and well, I see. You gave us all a proper fright. You know that. Not a day is gone by that I haven't heard full worrying what's to come about. What's to come of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you have recovered enough to stand. You are not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we've been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdy helms, then maybe you will have won the day, and the Exarch will still here. As such, we are keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques, and designs and the like. If you could stand still for a moment, I'd like to address the year we are trying to improve. Aye, well. That's some fine work, I must admit. It couldn't be impossible to make something better. But we would need to experiment with different patterns and materials, and I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Greetings, Linard. The master of the stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Aye, well, my nerves are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to his predicament of yours. And by genius you mean old Grenold. He is a man of irreverent gifts. I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide or hair of Grenold since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he is like once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that exactly is someone you are destined to meet, I wonder he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I have heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We keep our noses on the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grenoble, you'll be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you are fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to the convalescing, eh? Before you do that, you are technically the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you are properly well, but if you are passing near the stairs, then I have few regulars I'd like to introduce to you. I was getting back just because the world's coming apart at the same... I was getting back. Just because the world is coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Here. We can't forget the heart upon which the city was founded, or the exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Django, are you alright? I think a return to your sick bed might be in order. Or you might consider resting while atop of the watchtower next to the rookery. This unmable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the exarch often like to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Ya vamos a ir a la torre. Creo que es esa torre. It is good to see you return to us. You are recovered from your injuries then? Yo diría que no. Cañones de fotones.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight. I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
The secrecy is worse as other people knew.
If you're thinking of coming clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them. They're better off not knowing. You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet. I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? And so we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive. Well, come on then.
Profist.
As I thought, what happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie.
Antes de que se me olvide añadir este, vamos a añadirlo. Gracias, Feul. Siempre puedo contar contigo para animar las cosas un poco.
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours.
No puedes ver, Feul.
My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Yield up my throne. You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle. It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Il Meg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
Hope.
You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know. You will surely find an answer. But what will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
Adiós, Feul. Uy. Pues no era la forma. Bueno. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Sure you have not come in search of an Amaro. What do I know about the Crystal Exarch? I am happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in the city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion that many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restriction upon us but one. Do not except the search is... Okay? No one except the search is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many reasons passed, a congress of mine was well enough to ask the reason why. The search merely smiled and said, because one day the crystal tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. Vamos a usar la Ethernet Shard. Digamos rápido. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you have gone for the rest of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell us of yet. Records pertaining to the search. Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his history. If that is what interests you? Less than a decade has passed since the coming of the flood, when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes, or the Boburites fleeing the Ruined Kingdom, and together they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike the tower he had summoned, and bestow upon the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it will seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Ahora vamos hasta arriba. Django, it is good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What is this about? You are not greeting the Exarch memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insight to share, then it would be Captain Lina, I say. She lost her parents to an Ether attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearance aside, those who are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain will ever let it show. If you decide to talk to Lina, she'll be at her usual post in the ¿Qué? Accessor Gate. Y esto es for job. Bueno, no es en job, pero es justito afuera. Según esto me falta un quest. Sí. En su jardín. Tengo. I was not told you had awoken. I was surprised. Now, if only the search was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea where to find him, and so I bristled when they asked for patience. I didn't understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then I did realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Colusia, the Exar entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular, to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me to allow no one into the tower once he departed. Only in the event that an army of eaters descend upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the deficient barrier. Never before had left me with such instructions, but the battle with Vautry Lumineer, and all the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Django, I need to know what he feared. What battle you and your companions are truly fighting. No te puedo decir. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these thoughts when he is not here to respond to them personally. You have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Ah, I see. I am not the only one who boards for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart, so we do not face an invasion of eaters. I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I will unlock the door with him. Bueno, pues vamos al ocular. Tengo flojera de caminar. Si pudiera volar sería más rápido. En un momento de regresar se me acabó el agua. Ok, vamos a continuar.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter. Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
¿Cuántos libros? No, hay una memoria.
Moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahatia. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I'm sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the river of time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes. And thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope, we are finished. Mankind is finished." Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but that some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me.
200 años.
By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only man who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was him. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, he would rise above. Where others would break and run, he would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were his deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the warrior of light himself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. He was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to him. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live. I am merely
ensure it is safely delivered. Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say? That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price. What price? When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me. But in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the calamity, and make of it a portent, a prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
O sea, no lo vio él.
Is this truly thy wish? History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would, and I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
To have a few words with both Emmet and the Exarch. Claro.
We should be on our way. Diassian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
Do you find the answer yourself? If there is nothing more you need, I will go and lock the door. We need some directions. You wish to know the way to the Tempest? You mean the sea itself and not the island of Lucia? If you make a request to the Tamers, they will provide you with an amount of funds. Do you mean to leave right this moment? Alone? I'm not sure that. Night. I will not seek to stop you. But with the blessing of the shadow, and shall await your safe return. Aboard the terminals at the Amaro launch, and they will lend you a beast to carry you over the Tempest. I only hope that will be close enough to where you need to be. Muy seguramente no. Hay que ir más lejos que la orilla. You require a Amaro? Just a moment, and I shall summon our swiftest beast to fly you to the island. The open water, to the depths of the Tempest, or Amaro can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor. Eso es un problema menor. Respira hondo.
Ah, we have found thee. Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste.
Gracias.
Ah. By thy looks I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses. When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare. Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not? If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
Te perdono, vamos.
I thank thee. Doubt not but that I will do all in my power to repay thy kindness and fulfill the Exarch's wishes.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianger. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again. Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Gracias, Alice.
Alice, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Of course I know! I know only too well! But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in his way now. Not after failing him in his hour of need. No! The least we can do is...
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Muy bien, Istola.
Are we all in agreement then?
Is there aught we can do to help?
Oui.
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight. And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
You told them?
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
Claro, al fin no son idiotas.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive, and I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, it was clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his steps spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
We do not fully understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. But we are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where they're not so many. Come, they are waiting. What is your will, O Warrior of Darkness?
Ahí Istola. Ok. Déjame cristal, ¿no? Maybe those will see the Exarch from safer zone. Just so you know, I will not look kindly of any further attempts to leave us behind. We do this together. I once said I wanted to fight for Estinian, that I wanted to save him, not let him be sacrificed for a cause, and now I say the same to you. Gods know you have spent enough time carrying into danger on our behalf. It's only fair that we return the favor. There's nothing I can do to cleanse you of the Light's corruption, but I'll do everything in my power to keep it in check. If the Warden's Ether overwhelms you again, you will become a Sin Eater. So please, save your strength for when it really matters. The volunteers who journeyed to Colusia have been safely returned to their homes. They also assure us that they will do their best to hold the Eaters at bay in our absence. To this plan to Commander Anamaro to the journey to the open sea, I fear the following dive down into ML6 underwater above will drain even the legendary stamina. Thus, during the equivalence, we consider the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we have arrived at an elegant solution. Yet ere we discuss this step, I suggest to those conclude such pressing business as remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closes above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Then affairs are in order, then I shall unfold to thee my proposal. Our destination is the ocean floor, yet our goal is not simply to arrive there. Nay, we must needs to have the means to breathe and fight freely. Thus I would petition the aid of one of the Fae, a being with whom I have yet to meet face to face. Rather than waste words in explanation, I bid thee follow me unto the hamlet of Zulen, which lies to the south and west, as will become abundantly clear, I promise thee. There to the west, thou to discern a hump of an isle rising above the water. A foliage-covered mass hidden the key to our safe descent. Swing close and push thee beneath the surface. Thou shalt soon divine the reason for mine insistence. Though it be much of a shame, I can but fail and flounder whereto my glide as a fish. I shall board about to the island and spare one and all the spectacle of my inept strokes. Me privan del espectáculo. Bueno. más rápido nadar con un chocobo. Más rápido volar bajo el agua. Hola, al final. Ah, there you are. Once you have completed your underwater investigations, the path leads to the top of the island. Okay. Vamos. Two cold slabs of rock seem squeezed together here, giving the impression of a giant stone islets. To lead appears solid enough, the rock tilts slightly under your torch, with the surface gently shifting, or it was just your imagination. No era la imaginación. Este es un primal. Bueno, técnicamente es un primal, pero es el dios original. Hola, Estela. If you have solved your answers to mystery, then you can find him further out of the slope. It was all rather obvious to my eyes, though I consider I have an unfair advantage. Sus ojos lo ven todo. Even of this close, I'm still not sure what's so special about this island. Ahí está Tancred. Vamos a ver con Tancred. The locals call this the Isle of Ken, which I presume must refer to knowledge either that or someone was being awfully zealous about marking his territory. Yeah. Well, let's have to discern. Most perceptive. According to the lore of the Pixies, we are even now perched upon the back of an ancient fey entity. His name is Bismarck. Aye, the same title by which we know the great feathered whale revered by the Banu Banu of the source. I will enlist its said to bear us into the deep, and there beneath the water which an airy sphere alight in front of the domes which do shelter the hamlets near the Ruby Sea. Within its compass we may move unencumbered and defend ourselves when the hour of battle cometh. At this most surely shall. Now I must needs ask for silence whilst I make my supplication. Y se llama Feul.
Wir Sach, Ilan Bismail.
Vecino.
Fallen si lor wislan. Ada si alina.
Vanurs aslir. Olfod fin. Iri kuat.
Oh dear. I don't need to speak Fey to know that didn't go well.
Exacto, Alice. Winnie Feul. Feul, preciosa, porfis.
My snake, Yak! You've learned to call me at last! And where do you go? On a trip? A journey? I knew you wouldn't give up without a fight. Oh, my precious mortal, I shall help you in any way I can. Yes, Bismel we picked. Van Drom Jacob. Van Reed Rithje.
No, se te pidió por la buena.
Be sure to scrub this one's teeth for him upon your return. It's only good manners.
It will be done, Your Majesty. Our deepest thanks for your timely intervention.
An agreement is reached and your departure is at hand. You wingless ones best hold on tight. May the blessings of the Fae keep you safe, Inba.
Y así como así se fue la isla entera.
And just like that, it's all gone back to the way it was.
What was you expecting? 100 years of honey and rainbows? Seeing them Yulmore types wake up and smell the ashes was miracle enough for me. Magic in the air when that ladder started moving.
And when that great hulking Talos rose up. Gods.
I could live 1,000 years and never behold anything so amazing.
Oh, es seguro Irvite.
What the? You see that?
Bueno, ahí tienes algo nuevo. En menos de 100 años.
What a monster! Where did it even come from?
Huyen.
Whoa, yeah! It's not stopping.
No.
Run! Run!
¿Que eran emociones fuertes? Ya las tuvieron. I have fulfilled my duty and return now to the lake. I had no flown in an age. I was pleased on my journey by as if one little neighbors. Los tiró nomás.
Wow.
The breath of Bismarck. See how it swells to form a dome beneath the waves? The waters recede. The tempest's floor is laid bare. In defiance of the blinding sky, this place holds fast to its gloom. The last refuge of he who denies the light with every fiber of his being. You stand at the precipice, hero. Journey unto the heart of darkness. Finish it.
Norman, the Tempest. Undersea Ranger endured much playful attention to the pieces to learn the lore of Bismarck. He is nothing if not dedicated scholar. With all the water out of the way, we will be able to venture quite some distance. MSQ must be hiding around here somewhere. This is amazing. I can't even see the surface. ¿La estás viendo? Bismarck must be powerful indeed to create a dome of such size. I can only pray to whichever gods are listening that it continues to hold. I remember being impressed by the domes of the Ruby Sea, but this makes them look like bubbles in a stream. Sí. I'm so glad I am that Bismarck was true to his word. We are arrived in the Tempest, safe and dry. 'Tis here that we shall find the lair of MSQ, and I believe the imprisoned exarch as well. For no nation alone, it is, of course, a trifling matter to flee into the rift, yet I suspect such travel is nigh impossible with a mortal in one's custody. Nay, he will not soon reach his prize when the exarch's very body served as the key to the crystal tower and its power of temporal transportation. Thus I am all but certain that this underwater land harbored our friend and enemy both. We have but to find them. Come, let us begin our search. Now, as for where we should be looking, I rather doubt MSQ will be sitting around out in the open. I propose we follow the slope down towards the deeper trenches and keep an eye out for rock formation dark enough to hold a stronghold. Let's be off then, or but watch or your footing. The ground is still wet and like to be slippery. I think my critic has the right idea, but I can't help wondering what MSL would be doing down here without the aid of gills and fins. The ocean floor is a strange place to be, of course, but this ether tastes like nothing I have ever seen. This all could seem natural enough. The gloom down here is so suffocating compared to that endless night sky we saw, but I suppose MSL had nowhere else to go. Not out of the ordinary here as far as I can tell. What about that lair formation over there? Corre, 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 corre. Oye, no huyas, pescado cobarde. Esa heterita está muy locochona para unos pescados. Está demasiado avanzado esto. Vamos a cambiar este lugar. Así como The Finless One. They follow me. Where have you gone? Was it you who took away your water? So this is where the Ondo make their home. I had wondered. But I could forgive any inconvenience we had caused. We were not aware your people live here in the Tempest. We need this great dawn of air that we might conduct a most urgent search, and to salvage you for your understanding. Chieftain, what are we to do? Are you emissaries of the Ancient Ones? See, the mysteries have stirred. We have seen the illuminated land shining through the gloom of the abyss. If you are the emissaries, the chosen, I bid you welcome. If you are not, I bid you leave. I am not sure I understand. Will you be willing to elaborate? It will seem not. I suggest we withdraw for the moment. So, what's the plan? Given your condition, I'm reluctant to suggest lingering here. That said, our presence meandering search will proceed far more swiftly if we could call upon the Odin's local Undo's local knowledge. Yes, I'd like to know more about this illuminated line the chieftain spoke of. Could BMS search a stronghold, do you suppose? Perhaps he lit the lanterns upon his return? We cannot dismiss the possibility, but if this Ondor refuses to speak with us... Django, do you remember my first scheme for entering the armor? How I had planned to ingratiate myself by offering lucrative trading opportunities with the Ondo? The individual I dealt with was reticent in manner and curious in custom, but we were able to reach an agreement nonetheless. I believe that with the right approach, we can build a similar relation here. What kind of approach did you have in mind? The chieftain fellow didn't leave us many options. If we are to treat the sweetest course, then we must need to locate its beginning. This plain, all too dramatic arrival had thrown this settlement into confusion. Were we to solve such problems as we have caused and assure of us thereby that our purpose here is not inimical to them, they may yet prove amenable to reason. I smell chores, but very well, if it can be done quickly. What do you think? I have nothing better to offer, but I do worry that will happen if the Ondo stays and not leading us to the dead end. I cannot say for certain, but I sense this tribe has deeper connection to the Asians than first meets the eye. It warrants further investigation, thus I cast my vote in favor for aiding the settlement for the time being. Hagamos los Ondo nuestros aliados. They need to settle. Pistola. Please proceed with your investigations. The rest of us will see about fostering some goodwill. Django, you won't believe who I used to stumble into. This was Owen, the very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Elmore. I waited and you did not come. Then the mistel came, but his wish did not continue. I am truly sorry, Boss Owen. Things did not proceed as planned. Is there all we can do by your way of an apology? Perhaps. Where is the dry return? A cave to the north. It's come to giant crabs. We do not fear the crabs, for we are swifter swimmers. But now there is no water. We run and they scuttle close behind, snipping or snapping with their claws. There are too many of them, too many. I believe I can be on assistance there. What does you, Django? If you have no fun at us, you are most welcome to join me. Indeed, I should appreciate the company. Where is the dry room? Has a rather ominous ring to it. Pues vamos. Ay, creo que no era por acá. Esto debe ser la salida. Por lo menos una de tantas. Hagamos el como que me ayude a pegar. Eso fue rápido. Ay, sola. Ah, ese suspecto. You could crack the shells. You must be stronger than you look. I see you have reached your quota fears again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I should say we have reduced the local crab population to far less threatening number. My thanks to both of you. You must have a reward. Naipus Oan, this was to be a part of my apology to you, remember? Besides which the lack of water is our doing. Besides which the lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. May I convince you to tell us about your village instead? I would very much like to learn more of you and your people. Very well. Before the flood came, it is said that our ancestral home was found in the seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were our hunters survived. They swam aimless and lost until they spied buildings here in the ocean floor. Strange buildings there were, and long had they stood under the water, yet somehow they had since spared the scars of time and current. These structures provide shelter to my people, protection for the tempest's turbulent waters, and the predators which hunt within them. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first settlers pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided their course, and from this did they discern the truth. That the ancients had chosen us to serve as caretakers of their eternal sanctuary. Such is time as the return. Thus it is just that your coming, and this great vanishing of water, was by the ancients' design. You will find warm welcome here. A truly astonishing story, yet I cannot help but wonder how will the significance of otherwise of our arrival have decided. The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to provide us the same, there will be no doubt in the matter. Then it will seem our earlier decision was the correct one. We thank you for the lesson, Paus Oan, and we'll continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire or help with any other trouble, pray do not hesitate to ask. We should return to the task at hand. Only do not overextend yourself, my friend. There is far outweighs the gain. Bueno. Muy bien, pues así como está la historia, está siendo buen momento para terminar el stream de esta noche. Muchas gracias por la visita y nos vemos a la próxima. Todavía no sé cuándo, por lo menos en este juego. Voy a jugar otros, voy a hacer otros juegos mientras tanto. Todavía no estoy seguro qué, pero por lo mientras nos vemos y que tengan muy buena noche. Chao.